Before we start enrolling devices into ESP, we need to set up a blueprint profile for the devices we're going to enroll. These are the initial security and configuration settings that we want pushed out onto the iPads at the point of enrolment. To create a blueprint, you go to the Settings option and choose Blueprint. Choose Create Now, give your blueprint a name, and then you can start to choose whether it's an active blueprint or not, whether it's going to apply to all devices or just a select group of devices, or whether it's not going to be used at the moment. And we can choose to include or exclude devices based upon their serial number. Probably the most frequent way of using blueprints, unless you're doing a very large scale deployment, is to just create a standard blueprint for all devices. So you would choose all up at the top here. After this, you can decide whether you're going to implement the school policy, and we'll come back and look at that a little bit later as part of the blueprint. And then we need to decide which of the key profiles in this list we want pushed out onto the devices. For each profile, there is a checkbox. The checkbox basically flags that we're going to do something with this profile. We're either going to install it or we're going to uninstall it. If you don't have it checked, you're not doing anything with that profile. So if we go down the list, if we wish to install a rescue Wi-Fi password, if we want to disable the camera, disable the game center, you basically go down and choose the ones you want. And you can add extra configuration steps on the way if you want. So you can push out initial apps by naming them, or by app groups, which are called labels. We'll come back and talk about that later. And then you just save the blueprint. Confirm. Okay, so this is the standard blueprint now that will be pushed out. Now at present that's set for all devices and its status is on. You wouldn't want to have two blueprints set to all devices and on. So what we'll just do is we'll just turn off this profile for the moment. So this is the one we've just been playing with would be the one that gets pushed out whenever a device is enrolled into ESP. Now you can push out additional profiles to groups of iPads or individual iPads at a later date. Just bear in mind that this is the basic template that you want to push out either to all iPads or to significant groups of iPads.